So we define the conversions, the methods, the integer array to the integer list, and then just the Java standard Java 8 method class, the implementation with the stream APIs, and then you pass the here the list of a list of this list of the integer value, and then you output it like the integer array. So just we pass it like the one integer array. We define it the values of the set. The values is here. Then we can call the create the instance of the class, because this is the methods, is not the static methods. You need to be define the instance of the Google class. So you define the instance of the class, and then call the instance of the class and call the variables that you have it here that defined. It's waiting for the array input, and then you pass the input that you defined it here. Then you just iterate through the with the lambda expression with Java 8. You can do also the older one. The next one is the older one. So then you have a list, then you printed out the list of objects, and then even though then you have a list of integer values, and then convert to the come back to the again into the integer array, the primitive. That let's have run the programs that so that's the 3777, this one, and then this is 71, so this one from the list, this from the array to list, and then let's come back to the again the list of the your integer values with the respective converter, with the respective the waiver classes from Autoboxing from the integer to the list, and the integer to the primitive integer data type to the object data type, primitive data type, and so on and so forth. This one. So we will continue the discussions or developments. That's the we already started the different type of the operators. The operators I already started here, and I will try to discuss it a little bit more detail about that one, the how different type of operator, from unary operator and the arithmetic operators, and then shift operator, and also the logical and byte operators, and different type of operator, and ternary operators, and assignment operators, and so on and so forth. We will discuss a little bit more detail about the next screencast. How can you set different type of operator, how its operator works, how the algorithm, the logic operator works, and the values, and then so on and so forth. That means you have a clear understanding different type of the variables, the local variables, instance variables, and the static variables, and then you have idea different type of data like primitive data, and then you have the non-primitive data types. And that means from the primitive to the non-primitive data type, the object type data is this called the waiver classes from the primitive data types. And this called from the primitive to the waiver classes, this is called the autoboxing. That's we already discussed about this one a little bit more. This autoboxing issues, the autoboxing issues, and here this is primitive, and this is the autoboxing issues we already discussed, from primitive to say autoboxing object to the primitive, from here to here it's called the autoboxing, and from here to here it's called the unboxing issues. And we already discussed about a little bit weddings, and narrowing, and typecasting, overflow, and then you need to be additional, if you try to add the lower type of data, then you have to be casted like respective data type, this one. And we will discuss a little bit later part of the the screencast about different type of the operators. Just as we discussed, the unary operators, the arithmetic operator, shift operator, relational operator, bitewise operator, logical operator, ternary operator, and assignment operator. That's we will discuss a little bit later. And then after the operator done, we will discuss different keywords. You need to be remember, you need to understand the keywords, you need to reserve keyword, and then when you start the programming with the reserve keyword, that's things you need to be understand very clearly. And we will discuss everything from the very beginning level That's why I define it here. That's the package like that way, so everything can be discussed in different packages, and then really structure way to program it to think about these things together. So it's a have a variables packet, operator packet, collections, and then a control statement, encoding, decoding, array, and so on so forth. All things we will discuss a little bit more structured way and professional way. So now I can say bye bye and goodbye, and subscribe the channels, write down your comments, your ideas, and we will try to best to respond to you, or to make the really best way to do to get it clearly, and to learn from your side. And also we try to share with you our ideas and our concept, our knowledge that we have it already had it in our minds. So I can say bye bye and goodbye.